Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. Today I'll be going through 6 things I wish I knew when I started playing AFK Journey. AFK Journey has now been out for about a month now, and as the game is maturing, people are fully realizing what they should do and should have done. Unfortunately, my initial progress was hampered by my desire to collect waifus, instead of focusing on powering up my account. This video is sponsored by AFK Journey, but as usual, my goal is to just try to provide you with something useful for your playthrough. Now the first tip that I wish I knew was what hero to focus on for my account. There are a few ways to get heroes, through summons, which are very limited in quantity, and through guaranteed methods. There are certain heroes which you can get through both summons and guaranteed methods, and happen to also be top tier heroes for your account progression. S-rank heroes are the highest rarity and the rarest of the bunch, but fortunately AFK Journey does provide guaranteed ways to obtain them through the Emporium. The mistake I made was trying to be a Moki-Pan master and to catch one of every hero, and I removed a couple key heroes from my wish list, namely Cecilia. Since Cecilia, as of right now, is available in both pulls and the Emporium, had I focused my resources on simply collecting copies of her, instead of trying to complete my Doki packs, she would likely be another ascension higher than she is now. In terms of the S-rank hero priority, it is highly recommended for pretty much everyone to get Cecilia to Supreme Plus, especially free-to-play players. So if you haven't started already, consolidate your wishlist around a few key heroes that will allow you to succeed instead of trying to cash them all. After Cecilia, Cassidy is a great choice for the Dream Realm, which is important to push as well, and Rowan is good to ascend to get the haste that he provides. Still, it will depend on what your account needs at this point, but one thing's for sure, I wish I had focused on Cecilia more than I did instead of trying to complete the Moki decks. Following up on hero progression, S-rank hero consolidation of resources isn't the only thing that matters, so do rare heroes. I made the mistake of focusing on collecting waifu rare heroes for, well, my personal preferences, instead of focusing on characters that would actually help me progress my account. Yeah, not all heroes are created equally, and as much as I like the design of Entendre, she just doesn't hold up a candle compared to this dog thing. In terms of progression, Odie and Merrily should be your top priorities, both in terms of the wishlist and the Dream Realm shop in the Emporium. Fortunately, it's never too late to focus on these characters as they are rare characters, and Odie, for example, is ridiculously strong in all game modes, and Merrily is one of the best DPS characters for the Dream Realm. And after you finish building these two, Kruger and Corrin are the next most recommended rare heroes to focus on. So you've heard me allude to multiple game modes, and this next tip ties into that. Oftentimes with mobile games, one or a couple of the game modes are largely ignorable, power crept, or not needing to ever be revisited. However, this is not the case for AFK Journey. Every single game mode provides very important resources to power up your account, whether it's the red chests in the overworld, or honor duels for tons of additional pulls, or guild gameplay for free Hypogean and Celestial characters. You cannot ignore any of the game modes if you want to keep up with the best. Speaking of keeping up, ranking highly also matters a ton. Being able to crack high rankings, especially in the Dream Realm, will provide you with tons of additional resources to level up exclusive equipment for your heroes. This of course applies to most of the game modes, as ranking champion rank in Arena will provide you with Twilight essences to further push up your exclusive equipment. However, while the rich might get richer and the highly ranking players might get better rewards, don't be discouraged just yet, because the next tip is even free-to-plays have been able to rank very highly in AFK Journey. Sure, they're not literally the top 5 on their servers, as that will still be reserved for the whales, but free-to-plays have been cracking into the champion rank and performing very well in the Dream Realm. And why is this? Well, there are a ton of servers in AFK Journey, and anyone that simply logs on, implements the aforementioned tips of focusing on the right heroes, and participating in every gameplay mode every day, already doing better than probably most of the other people on their server. People quit, people take breaks, etc, etc. So simply being consistent will set you up for success in AFK Journey. Speaking of success in AFK Journey, I went through and I also looked at multiple accounts that have cleared AFK Stage 1125, which is currently the final AFK stage and is a reasonable target for mid to late game free-to-play players like myself to target. And I noticed a common trend. All of these accounts have Cecilia as one of their highest rarity heroes, with Coco and Odie being well built as well. Then Clackett and Ranch are built properly, and from what I've gathered, having a single copy of Brutus is very important. While I have not personally completed 1125, with this knowledge, hopefully we can build towards completing it together. So I did briefly cover this in my previous video, but there are multiple valuable resources that aren't immediately obvious, one of which are all the promo codes in this game. I went through and redeemed all the active promo codes as of recording this video, and it gave me around 4,800 gems. Following the subreddit and official AFK Journey sources will allow you to keep up to date with these freebies, which definitely add up. Finally, there are some great content creators like MTash's second channel as well as Vulcan's channels, which are very up to date with the happenings in AFK Journey. AFK Journey is also a surprisingly social game if you allow it to be, and it's a good time to borrow some of your friends' OP characters to push through harder content in this game. Finally, friendship points allow you to make your character look even cooler, which is, in my opinion, one of the most important elements about any game. My last and final tip is just a general tip for all players of gacha games, and it absolutely applies to AFK Journey as well. Remember, this game is a marathon, not a sprint, and you don't need to spend any money to achieve your goals or even to rank in champion in arena. Patience is your best friend and diligence will allow you to succeed. Ultimately, playing a game is all about having fun, and if you're accomplishing that with your hamster always being on your team, then you're winning in my opinion. And alternatively, if you're pushing for higher ranks and stronger teams, this advice still applies. AFK Journey will likely implement catch-up mechanics, more ways to get pulls, and people will eventually converge towards the top, even if you started to play later. Progression in gacha games is typically logarithmic, and this is especially the case with AFK games, as the final stretch of power gain and resources requires a lot more time and effort in comparison to the first 70 to 80%. For example, let's say you've reached 80% of your power level, it's likely that whales on your server are probably around 90 to 95%. And once you reach 90% of your power level, well, whales are probably at 97.5%. So the gap just keeps on closing as people spend more time in this game. At least this applies for AFK Journey in my opinion, or for most AFK games in general. So again, have fun, take your time, and AFK and AFK Journey. Huge thanks to AFK Journey for sponsoring today's video. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.